So this is where we sit here. We look at all the qualifying data, all the race pace data from free practice 1 and free practice 2. And we go, basically, it's going to be either Ferrari or McLaren winning the race on Sunday. But you can't discount Red Bull or Mercedes. And here's why. During free practice 2, there was an anomaly to all of this, and that is with regards to the soft tyre. Now, both Mercedes and Red Bull could not get this soft tyre to work. They didn't make the gains at all on it. They may as well have just not bothered doing that run. Now we come to the long run data, which is the data we kind of use to see where the race simulation comes from, and it puts McLaren ahead of Ferrari. But with Ferrari, there was a complete skew in their data as well, because on the long run data, Charles Leclerc turned his engine for the last couple of laps, and that completely messed up the data in terms of what his lap times were and brought the average down. With regards to long run data, actually, Mercedes didn't look too bad, but they were running the hard tyre, which is the most favoured race tyre if it's a dry race, and they didn't run the mediums at all. And Red Bull didn't look too bad on the long run data with the medium tyres. So what does it all mean? Well, it could mean absolutely nothing, because the rain might come into play on Sunday anyway. If the rain comes into play, that means the team's going to have to look at the setup for qualifying and go with either a more loaded rear wing, where they lose performance in qualifying but have better downforce for wet conditions on Sunday, or they just take a gamble on it and hope it ain't going to rain and go for a high qualifying position, a less loaded rear wing, and hope that the rain holds off on Sunday, which I'm sure some teams will gamble on. Some teams are completely off the pace. I'm looking at Sauber and looking at Haas. They don't look like on the long run data at all like they've got anything going for them, which is a concern. Williams look remarkably strong, but again, is it something they can maintain? Because when they went onto the soft tyres, they completely fell off as well. So with all of this in mind, my head is just boof to where the true pecking order is. Those top 4 teams still feel they're going to be the top 4 teams. However, I feel that Mercedes and Red Bull, especially overnight with all the data they got, may just come into play tomorrow, and that makes free practice 3 even more interesting for me. But let me know your thoughts on who you think is going to win the Australian Grand Prix, because at the moment, it's anybody's game, really.